What is a good engineer if he does not have grease and tools in his hands? Henry Ford said this magical quote which has been inspiring everyone for more than 100 years now. Hello and welcome back. I know by now you all are convinced that JavaScript is the Chuck Norris or Sylvester Stallone of the World Wide Web. But I'm also sure by now your hands are itching to get some JavaScript grease on your palms. So without any further ado, we will get your hands dirty in the next few minutes. In this lesson, we will be taking our first step in writing JavaScript code. Guys, I hope that you have successfully installed Visual Studio Code on your PC or laptop following the previous lecture tutorial. If you have still got issues in installing the Visual Studio Code, then please post your query in the Q&A section. So without wasting any more time, let us get started. We know JavaScript runs in a browser and its code can be placed inside an HTML page. JavaScript can be implemented using JavaScript statements that are placed within the scripts, HTML tags in a web page. The script tag alerts the browser program to start interpreting all the text between these tags as a script. A simple syntax of your JavaScript will appear as follows. Basically, you can place the script tag anywhere within the code. But here are the most effective 4 ways. Inside the head tag, inside the body tag, within head, and body tag. We can also create an external file with the .js extension. Write our JavaScript code there and link it to the main HTML file. But we will look at this advanced method in later chapters. But for now, let us learn some basic JavaScript syntax. Syntax: script, JS statement 1, semicolon, JS statement 2, semicolon, script. Here is an example code where the script is placed within the head tag of HTML. Similarly, you can place the script tag within the body tag of HTML code also. In our first program, we are calling a function document write, which writes a string into our HTML document. JavaScript can display data in different ways. One of the popular ways is using document.write function. Here, document refers to our HTML page and write function is used to display the content on that HTML page. Do note that JavaScript ignores spaces, tabs, and new lines in the program. But you can use indent and format your code accordingly to understand the code better. Semicolons are optional when you are writing the statements in a new line. If multiple statements are written in a single line, then it is important to use semicolons. So let us recap all the important points that we have to learn about JavaScript syntaxes. JavaScript ignores spaces, tabs, and new lines in a program. We can make use of indentation to make our program EA. Semicolons are optional when we are writing the statements in a new line. Whereas if multiple statements are written in a single line, then it is important to use semicolons. So let us take a look at one more example to understand one more important feature of JavaScript. Example: script variable 1 equal to 5, variable 2 equal to 10. Script. Here in our script, we are defining two variables, variable 1 and variable 2. Notice there is no new line between them, though I would recommend you to have a line between this to make a point that JavaScript ignores lines and spaces. Now, another interesting thing about JavaScript which you have to remember is that JavaScript is a case-sensitive language. Let us try to understand this concept. This means that the keywords function, objects, and other identifiers must be typed with consistency. For instance, the keyword show and capital show will convey different meanings. They would not be taken as the same keywords even though they have the same spellings. There is a difference in capitalization of words. Let us take a simple example for better understanding. Script first name equal to John, first name equal to Alan. script. In this code, we have two variables. First variable is first name with all lowercase characters. The second variable, which has n as the capital character, is an example of what is called the camel case, where the first character of the word is in lowercase and the first character of the second word is in uppercase. Further, camel casing is also of two types: upper camel case, first name, last name, city location; lower camel case, first name, last name, city location. Most programmers use the lower camel case encoding. However, hyphens are not allowed in naming a keyword. They are reserved for subtraction. This is a very common question that you will see in an interview test in JavaScript. But do you wonder where this code runs? Well, the answer is absolutely simple. Since JavaScript is a client-side scripting language, it runs inside a web browser. Thus, the code is processed at the client's web browser instead of the server side. Yes, you guys heard it right. It runs inside a web browser. And all the JavaScript programs are executed at a client's browser only. Not only that, but even the code runs after the web page is loaded without communicating to the server. Guys, you will have to remember this fact, as these kind of questions are very frequent in MCQs and interviews. I know that you got to learn so many cool things about JavaScript in this lecture, but there is a lot more waiting for you in the upcoming lectures. In the future lectures, we will start with the most important concepts of JavaScript, which are super easy. So stay connected and stay safe. Bye.